Yo, 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 what is up, y'all? My name is Rob Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And we are once again talking about college hoops here on this fine Wednesday. And on Tuesday, man, oh man, did our day flip at the very end with Albany and also Nichols, in particular Nichols, because they were ahead the entire game, all but 12 seconds, and then end up losing at the buzzer. And that one sucks. That one is a painful one, especially with it being a 3-unit play. But hey, you know, we move forward. Robert Morris did bail us out a little bit because obviously we had a future on them to win the Horizon League, and that came to fruition, our second future to hit in the past 2 days. But with all that being said, y'all, we have a short slate, or at least a short card that I'm going to be betting on for Wednesday, but I really do think we're going to be able to make some really good money on this Wednesday slate, and I'm excited to get into those picks. But first, we do need to take a second to shout out today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. And if you haven't already signed up using promo code ROBDFB, I highly recommend you do so. You guys will get a pretty sweet deposit match bonus, and all you have to do to follow along with our Underdog bets is just to go over to my Twitter/X page at RobDFB, and you can follow along with all of our player entries that we post on there, and we have a really great time with it. But with all that being said, y'all, I'm ready to hop into these Wednesday picks. All right, first up, we are heading out to that first game on the slate between Richmond and Davidson. And Richmond, they have been a team that's been our bane of our existence, and then over the last few games, they've been a covering machine for us the way that they should have been covering all season, because they have been losing spreads by the hook or by 1 point or just blowing it in overtime, and they've been very, very annoying to bet on, but we have been profitable with them as of late, and they are playing their best ball heading into this conference tournament. And it's not lost on me that Mooney is a great coach. He has made a run in this thing more times than I can count, and Richmond is also a very veteran-heavy lineup with a lot of athletes and a lot of quality players as well. And I do feel like they're going to win this game outright against Davidson. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and place 3 units on Richmond, getting the 6.5 points here. And for additional full unit, let's go ahead and bet the money line with the Richmond Spiders here as well. For pick number 2, we are heading out to the Mountain West tournament, where we have Wyoming taking on San Jose State. And San Jose State swept the season series, but part of that also kind of factors in that Wyoming has been dealing with injuries all season long, and they have been healthy over the past few weeks here. And they're taking on San Jose State right now, where San Jose State is actually now dealing with the injuries. And although I like Coach Miles, when I look at Sundance Wicks on the other side, he is a guy that I also like in terms of his coaching chops and his ability to actually engineer wins in these conference tournament formats. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and take Wyoming on the outright money line for our second bet here on Wednesday. For pick number 3, we're heading out to the ACC tournament, where we have Notre Dame taking on North Carolina. And we're looking at this matchup here. Notre Dame just got absolutely bailed out against Pitt. It was a phantom foul call that sent them to the line in a tie game with 0.5 seconds left, and they hit a free throw to win the game. And usually when we do see teams get bailed out like that on a call in the previous round, in the next round, they actually come out firing, because they're essentially playing with house money in that next game, and all the expectations in the world are on North Carolina in this tournament to have a rematch with Duke. And I do feel like Notre Dame has a chance to put the scare into the Tar Heels here. So let's go ahead and bet Notre Dame, getting the 8.5 points here for 2 units for our third bet here on Wednesday. For pick number 4, we are heading out to the CUSA tournament, where we have UTEP taking on Liberty. And in this matchup, what I really like about UTEP is that in their first game of this tournament, they really lived up to that potential that we were talking about in our futures video when we do have, a half unit wager on them, 25-1 to win this thing. And when you're looking at this matchup against Liberty, yes, I think Liberty is a very, very good team, but if UTEP can live up to that potential, live up to their guard play, and if Joe Golden can kind of motivate this team and say, hey, we have a new season, everything is in front of us, we can still make the big dance if we go on a run here, I feel like this could be the next Delaware, where they just come out of nowhere, come in on a losing streak, and end up kind of wrecking shop in the conference tournament. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and take the 8 points here with UTEP for 4 units for our 4th bet here on Wednesday. For pick number 5, we are heading out to the Big East tournament where we have Seton Hall taking on Villanova. And Villanova is a team that I absolutely believe can run the Big East tournament, run the gauntlet, and pick up an automatic bid and sort of be that bid stealer from the Big East. And when you're looking at this matchup here, Seton Hall has gotten actually worse as the season has progressed here. And in particular, on the offensive side of the ball, where they just can't hit the broadside of a barn right now, is kind of how it feels. And against Villanova and against a guy like Eric Dixon, I do feel like the Wildcats can lay the absolute hammer down. So let's go ahead and lay the 11 points with the Wildcats for 4 units for our 5th bet here on Wednesday. Now, we are still waiting on some of these tournament lines to get posted, in particular, Kansas, UCF, and some other ones as well in some of the mid-major leagues. So be on the lookout for those, because I'm almost certain that I'm going to have 1 or 2 more bets depending on where these lines open up. And if you do want to take part in these, kind of like Gonzaga, yesterday when we bet on them against St. Mary's, that was a bet that didn't make the video, but I posted it in the comments of my YouTube channel, and I also posted on my Twitter/X page a couple times so that you guys can kind of, find that line. But that's what we have to do sometimes with these tournaments, unfortunately, and I don't know if there's a better way to go about it, because I can't stay up until midnight waiting to record and watching all these other lines kind of move and do their thing while some of these bets or some of these lines are still waiting to be posted. But with all that being said, y'all, I appreciate you guys. Let's have a fantastic Wednesday, and as I always say, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.